So in this video, we're going to be checking out the Waterdrop G5P700. So this is a little bit of upgraded model, middle tier somewhere. Yeah, it's supposed to be quicker, same kind of filtration, 7-stage. They also have one that has an A at the end if you want alkalinity in it, which will be an 8-stage. So it adds like some flavor and minerals to the water. But we just went with the regular one because we mostly just care about normal reverse osmosis filtration. What's great with this model is it comes with a faucet that has a display which lets you know the status of your filters and also TDS readings of the quality of the filtration. Alright, so we have an instruction manual and boxes here. And I'm going to go ahead and dump this out. And this is how it comes out. So it's protected by styrofoam. This is actually the bottom here. Flip it on its feet. Little warnings here. If you have little children, don't give them these bags or pets. So here we have the unit itself. It's in black. We got the logo here on the side with the model. It looks very nice. So in the front here, we can see indicators for carbon filter and the reverse osmosis filter. And then we have them here, and it shows you here how to pull them out. It's pretty simple. So these are brand new. We have pretty good life. I think 6 months for the carbon filter and a year for the reverse osmosis. Going to the back, we can see we have the faucet power, the main power input, and then we have the water lines that connect. So we got pure inlet and a drain. So this is what's coming out. This is what's going into the machine, and that's waste. And here we have the manufacturing label. So I laid the machine on its side, and you guys can see we have rubber feet underneath, which is very nice. And also looks like either venting or some speakers here. So let's quickly go over everything that's included. So here in the smaller box, we have the power adapter, 24 volt, 5 amps. It is mountable, decent amount of cord. Looks like maybe 6 feet or so reach. We got a larger box that says kit 700. And that's going to include all of our accessories here that we're going to need to install. So these are the pipes with the hardware. Here we have the faucet, and this is what it looks like. It's very nice. It's actually larger than I thought, which is pretty cool. And the faucet itself seems very high quality. Polished stainless steel. And this is where the other piece there goes into, which is the output. But yeah, blue hose coming out, which is going to connect to the back, and also our electric connection there. So, and we got the nut here. Let's take a closer look what's in here. So we got little clips that'll lock in the pipes. A little sticker here that shows you how big the hole needs to be, or at least 1 inch, which we already have a hole. Looks like ours is a little bigger than 1 inch. But if you do need to make a hole, they give you this little template. We also get some Teflon, wrap around the threads. So here we have a white hose. This is going to be our fresh water coming in, and it already has the adapter there. And then we'll have the red one, which is the drain, and also the drain kit. So it looks like all our parts are here. I'm going to go ahead and make some room, and we'll probably start with putting the faucet in the hole. All right, so I got everything out, and we have plenty of room here. We can go to this side or the other side. Also, something that's quite important is you're going to need an outlet or power. So we do have 2 outlets there, one for grater, and then the other one is just power. So this one works just off a switch. So if that's all you have, you know, it's only going to be working when this is on, but you need constant power. So keep that in mind. Might have to bring it in through an extension or something. Go ahead and cut these little zip ties, and we'll put this in the hole and then feed this nut through the stuff and, you know, tighten it on the bottom. All right, so I'm just putting the blue hose and the wire down into the hole. And by the way, there's a little rubber seal there. That's going to help from, you know, water getting through. We do need this next. And so now we just have to feed our washer through the wire all the way up through the bottom to the top there and tighten it on. All right, so kind of like this. You can see the nut there. Go all the way up until we can see the threads, and then tighten it onto the threads. Maybe you guys can see it right there. I have some stuff in the way, but yeah, just gonna tighten it up all the way and line it up on the top there, and that's gonna secure it. All right, so we got that nut all the way up in there and tighten up, and that's what it looks like here. We do still need to install the outlet, but we'll do that in a little bit. So in the back here, we need to pull these plugs out. They're just there to make sure nothing goes inside the machine in transport. And you guys can see they're color coded. So we're just gonna match the holes that goes to each color. So like the white one here will plug into here. And then when you plug it in, so this is like a quick connect, you're gonna push it in there and then try to pull this out a little bit. And then we're gonna put a clip right in here to lock it in. And there's actually little lines here on the hoses too, how far you need to go at least, meaning like you gotta go at least that much or more. So you make sure you have it insert it all the way in. And actually guys, now thinking about it, we should install the machine last, as we need to hook up everything first, and then we can just plug it into the machine. But we need to go ahead and get our water input, and this is the adapter that it comes with. And then also need to install this drain with this attachment, which will literally go here right around the drain pipe, or the main pipe that drains out. And you want to go higher than lower, because lower, you know, could have standing water. So yeah, the higher you go, the better. And so install our main water input. you are going to need a wrench so we can turn these fittings. But essentially this is just going to go in between the cold side of your water that goes to your sink, which in my case is this one here. And so we're literally going to close the water off first, just like that. And now we can unscrew that so there's no water pressure there. And then this guy here will just go in between right here. And we also have a shut-off valve here where we can close just the water to the filter, but it still bypasses out to the sink. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this loose, and you might want to have a rag or something just in case there's some water. And again, this is the cold side, not the hot side. You want to use the cold side, obviously. So if you can't figure out which one's which on yours, you can just turn on the water, then you can feel which one is, you know, kind of rumbling water flowing through it. So but yeah, simple as that. We actually didn't get any water, just a little bit of drops. All right, so on mine here, it's different because I have more finer threads. You can see that on both sides there. So what's clever about this thing, it's actually made for two types. So we have the more coarse type here. You can see the larger diameter. Or if you take this off, it actually spins off. If you have to use a wrench on it, there's like flat sides. You can see the fine threads show up, and then you put this adapter onto here, and then you got fine threads on both sides. If that makes any sense. My little gasket fell out, so make sure you don't lose that. But yeah, basically just moving this adapter to this side gives us the fine thread on both ends, male and female. And now we can attach it in between like we talked about earlier. So what you want to do is install this first onto the main output here, and then install that, and then you can put the main large one on onto the top of there. All right, that's what it looks like. So we got main input going through the adapter and then out to the faucet, and then here we have the output to the machine. So for the next part, it's going to get a little tricky because we do need to drill a hole here, and that's going to be for this kit here. So we need to loosen this like that, so we can see there's a fitting here, and what's going to happen is our red hose is going to go through there and kind of poke out on this side. We also get this little sticker that'll go right here, and there's also a hole right in the middle of, got to punch out. And so this is going to be kind of like our seal here on our drain pipe, like that. So whatever makes sense to you guys, but again, you know, however it'll fit. We do need to drill a hole, looks like about a 1/4 inch or so through that pipe. So yeah, the main thing is here is make sure you line this up how it's going to fit on there. That way your bolts and everything fit and go where they need to. So I'm probably going to do mine something like this, and then our hose will kind of go up and wrap around and go to this side where we're going to need it. All right, so I got a drill with the drill bit, and I drilled a hole right there as low as I can go with the adapter being pretty thick. So if we grab our red hose, there's a little line there, but let's go ahead and check, make sure it fits. It is a little tight actually, so I guess the hole needs to be a little bit bigger. Now be careful when you drill, you don't drill through all the way, you just need it on one end of the pipe, not all the way through the pipe. All right, so now it looks like it fits. And so the idea here is you want to go in there just a little bit. You don't want to go too deep in there. Get into the pipe and past the bit, like just a little bit, not even halfway, like 1/4 of the way into the pipe. There was a line here, but I kind of erased it by smidging it. But so here on the adapter, we got the locker. Pull that out. If you don't pull it out, you're not going to be able to slide this through. So now we can push it, a red pipe through here. It's literally going to come out the other end, and you guys can see, you know, that's pretty good right there. We might need to go just a little more, maybe. Actually, no, that should be fine. Yeah, that's a pretty good insertion into there. So once you get it in there like that, you can actually put the lock in here, or this little clip that will lock it, and so now it won't come out even if you pull it super hard. So it's pretty much locked in. Now don't forget about the little pad. Punch the hole out there, and then that's sticky, and we're just literally going to stick it onto the adapter like this. So this is to prevent any kind of water leakage in case, you know, it gets past. All right, so that's what the pad looks like. So now we're just literally going to go into the hole there. There we go. So insert. Well, my bracket's kind of in the correct position. I should have put it in there first. I do have it a little tight here, but yours might be also pretty tight. So there we go. So you guys can see that hose is not going anywhere, the red hose. So let's go ahead and insert it again. There we go. So now everything looks good, and our clamp goes all the way around. We can put the other bolt there and tighten it up, and the nut will hold itself because there's a little engravement in the back clamp there that holds the nut from turning. I'm going to tighten that up, and that'll be it for the drain. All right guys, so I got my clamped on, and one thing to note, these bolts go pretty long, so it was still able to fit just fine, but yeah, keep in mind they're very long. Might be in the way of something if you got it at the wrong angle like I did here, but mine was fine. It's still clamped and everything looks good. So now we just need to route all these wires. Probably going to go up and then down here. All right, so it looks a little bit under here, but we have everything going. So we got a red line, the blue line coming down from there. and our white line, and they're all coming here to the back side here to this corner. And also I have the power adapter plugged in and also ready to plug in. So let's go ahead and grab our main unit and set it in there, and we'll plug everything in. So this is all very self-explanatory. We're just gonna line up the colors and the plugs all where they go. We're also gonna use these clips to secure the pipes. So let's start from the bottom. We got the red. Again, they have a line there so you can see how far you go in. So we're just gonna push it in there pretty far. You want to push pretty hard, maybe twist a little, and you guys see the line disappeared. So now we can kind of pull it back a little bit. And this one's going to have the smaller clips, so it comes with the extra one. And we're just literally, the flat part goes to the back side, clip it in there. That's going to prevent it from coming out. So we got the red one in. Let's do the white one next. So same thing, pushing it in there pretty hard until it disappears, the line. Now we need a clip that's much larger. Put it down there, and there we go. So that's secure. Then we have the blue one next. Does take some force to put it in. Put the clip on, and that's it. Now we have the two power outlets to the faucet and then the main power input. So the faucet one is this gray one, and there's a little notch in it, so you have to line it up. And there's also two little bumps there. So yeah, basically the arrow goes to the top like that. And then we're just gonna lock it in with this little nut. So that's the faucet. And then we have our main power input that also has to line up. There we go. And it actually peeped. I heard a peep. So maybe probably better not plug that in before installing all this, but in any case, everything is on, guys. So now I gotta put this in there, tidy up the hoses, and you know, might have to make sure they're not in the way of anything. And yeah, that's pretty much the installation of all the things that need to go on the back here. Now on the top here by the faucet, we can see that it's actually flashing, and we need to install still this output part. So there's three little O-rings, and we're just literally gonna slide it right in there. Kind of move it back and forth so you know they don't pop off, and that's it. It goes all the way down, and that's a nice tall faucet, and it actually is much bigger than I thought. So this must have a pretty good output. It's much bigger than our last G2 model. So I think this means that it's ready to do a wash through, meaning for the first time when you first install it, and it's going to tell us when it's done with that. But before it can do any of that, we still haven't even opened up the water, so let's go ahead and do that since everything's connected, and check, make sure we don't have leaks. So I'm gonna open the main valve first. Alright, main valve is open. I don't see anything happening, which is a good sign. Now we can go ahead and open the secondary valve, which will go to the filter. Alright, so the water's flowing, and it's not coming out of here, but it is filling up the system. I can hear it making noises. So the main thing you want to do right now is check for leaks, because everything's under pressure. And I can hear this thing doing something. It's quite quiet if that's the sound it makes, but we're about to open it up here in a second and run it through. So far everything looks good, no leaks. So let's go ahead and open the faucet. Actually, this thing just turned off. Ooh, there's a lot of air that just came out of it. Go all the way down, and there it goes. And that's the procedure there for the clean out. So you just want to leave it on until this stops doing that and starts giving you a reading. If that's going through, we can still go ahead and check, make sure everything is good here. And also make sure our waistline is not leaking. Looks good. It's making a lot of noise hitting the bottom of the sink, but yeah, that's a lot of water flow. Just to show you guys, I have a normal cup here. Look how quick that is. That's incredible. That's literally what, 10 seconds or less, and you got yourself a full cup of water. So yeah. While I was doing that, I'm gonna clean everything up under here and keep checking, make sure everything's good. And the first thing I'm noticing right away, guys, is how quiet it is compared to the G2. The G2 was much louder. This G5 is just much more refined. And also, guys, I totally forgot to even show you these instructions here, which basically tells you everything that's included, and then an example of an installation, picture of it, and then here how to install the main water line, the faucet, getting everything connected, basically everything we went through. And then here the display, how it works, how to replace filters, and it goes here in more detail, and also how to reset them, which is in the front of the panel here. So here in the main user manual, I found the spot here where it says that the automatic flushing is 35 minutes. So you got to leave it on for 35 minutes until it starts, you know, doing the reading. So however you want to wait, that's a lot of water for 35 minutes of running, but it's up to you how long you want to run it. Usually 10 minutes is enough, but you know, they recommend 35 just in case. But either way, that is a lot of water, guys. Very impressive. Alright, so I got it in here to the side. It actually is pretty slim. Still have plenty of room. It is a tad bit louder from this side, or maybe it's just because it's next to a wall, but yeah, it's still very quiet. Once you close these doors, you can't practically hear it at all. And here we have two lights, which says CF and RO, and those are actually buttons. If you heard me guys touch that. So later on they're going to change color when it's time to replace the filter and actually start beeping at you too. And so when the time comes, you know, the lights will turn orange and then red, and then to reset them you just hold it when you change the filters. But everything's here in the manual explaining how to do that, and we can see here is going to be blue, yellow, then red. So red's going to constantly beep. Yellow is going to be twice beep, so every time you turn it on it's going to beep twice. And so when you do change the certain filter that needs to be changed, you're just going to hold that button for 7 seconds, and then that's going to reset that filter for the next period. And also we do have indications here which will also remind you to change your filter and how much life it has left. So yeah, so far pretty good installation here. Not super easy, but not too hard. If you've, you know, done anything similar to this, it's pretty straightforward. Just take your time with it. It all comes together pretty logically, and it's gonna be nice to have filtration again. I feel like these days everyone should have a machine similar to this or just like this to get clean, fresh water. And also guys, we didn't have to use this Teflon tape that was included, but if you do need it, you know, you do have it, just keep that in mind. And it's mostly gonna be for connecting to your main line there, or if let's say you found a leak somewhere, you know, you might want to use some of this tape here. All right, so after about 30 minutes, probably 35, just like they said, we have a different reading here now. It shows us a number, which is the TDS, total deposits, I guess, is, or whatever particles is in the water. So it has a sensor that knows what that is, which is pretty cool. And 14 is really low, so the filter is doing a great job of filtering everything out. And I already tried some water from here, and it tastes really good. And I love how quick it refills. It's really nice. So like no waiting around. So there's a protector here. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. Oh wow, that looks much nicer. But yeah, I really love the display and really looks upscale here. And this thing is just humming along, no issues, no leaks. Everything went well. Quite happy with this thing. So if you don't have a RO water filter at your house, you should consider getting one. And this model specifically is great as it comes with this display. The output is perfect for most things, especially drinking. And if we turn it off, we can see that it just goes blank. It does kind of have a mirror finish, which looks really nice. So yeah, great premium filtration here from Waterdrop. So if you want to get one for yourself, check out the links in the description. They have many different models. I would definitely recommend this one, as it's a little more than their budget models, but not too expensive as the ultra premium ones. They get quite pricey. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.